We've done a bunch of different draft stuff here. Okay, of course, the NFL draft is just 9 days away. We've talked quarterbacks, we've talked wide receivers, we've talked edge rushers. But today we're going to do the impossible, which is talk running backs. If anyone can do the impossible, though, it's Joshua Perry. So, JP, I'm going to ask you, can you rank these guys in the upcoming NFL draft?
Yes, I can, and you can do it at home as well. On the stadium app, we've got the ranker game up there. Plenty more guys than what we have on the screen here, but I don't want to get too bogged down. I'll go through some of these guys. So, to your point, Jake, they're a tough group to rank, and they're also a very forgotten group because there's not a ton of value on these guys. But let's start with the guy I would put at the top. That is Jonathan Brooks here from Texas. Let me move this back down. He's coming off of an ACL, so I know there are going to be the concerns about the injury there. We know ACLs are pretty run-of-the-mill nowadays. As long as you don't have a history of doing it, I don't think guys get too concerned. He's explosive. He's got athleticism. He's got really good size. I think he is the one back that is a difference maker in multiple facets of the game in this class. That's why he's in the top spot for me.
You know why I like him? Because the modern running back is about more than just running the football. You read his draft notes, he averaged 142.5 all-purpose yards.
Yes.
Because he did a little bit of everything in the game. So I do like that value for Brooks.
All right, so next guy I'm going to put is actually Jalen Wright here from Tennessee. I think a very similar thing. I value the athleticism that he brings to the game. I value the size that he has. The other thing I value is he's a guy who doesn't have a ton of miles on his body. We have seen running backs go downhill very quickly in the NFL. They will use you, abuse you, and put you off into the street. He's got some game left, and I think that's value for him.
What the same thing with Kamara,
Yeah.
right? Who was buried on Alabama's depth chart. He went to Tennessee, and you're exactly right. We talk about young, short life. Fresh legs, as they say. It matters more for the running backs.
All right, so this next one, here's where your guy comes in. He's actually running back 3 on my board, and I think this is a really good spot for him to be. It's Blake Corum. We know the production there. We know the toughness. Love the contact balance. Love the footwork. I do have a question about where he fits in all facets of the game. I do have a question about where is his special teams fit. And the other question is the amount of carries he had in college. I just talked about how they use you and abuse you in the NFL. I think that's going to be a legitimate knock for evaluators, but you know what you're going to get with Blake Corum. It's a great teammate, a great leader, and a guy who was productive in college.
Also a guy that dealt with a pretty significant injury, but you know what I like about him? He's going to work at it. He's going to work at it. I play with a lot of guys that may not do it. I feel he gets better every single year.
No doubt. I mean, he is, I think, if you're looking for a guy who can come into your locker room and command respect day one, who's going to do all the things you ask him to do, that's a part of what you get in Blake Corum. That's not to be said about everybody. So it certainly is a positive. All right, this is where I might differ from some of the draft analysts here, but I'm going to go with Trey Benson from Florida State here. The times that I watched him on tape this year, he definitely flashed to me. I think he has really good athleticism. He's a guy who can run away from you. One of the knocks I do have about his game, though, is I think he relies too much on the athleticism. He's not patient enough. I don't think he really wants to stick his nose in there all too much. In the NFL, you got to be able to hit me between the tackles. You also have to be able to run outside of the tackle. So I think teams are going to know that they need to coach him into how to run between the tackles. But he could be a home run hit if he can put that part of his game together.
And to the point about the durability, when you could be, they call it a change of pace back, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he isn't the every down back, but in the right scheme and certain plays, he could be the go-to guy.
All right, so there's a guy who keeps falling down my list here. It's probably not what you're seeing from some of the draft analysts. So I'm actually going to put Braylon Allen here. And I struggle with him. He is a big back who doesn't always run like a big back. The guy has really good finesse to his game. I love his footwork. He's got great contact balance. We've seen the jump cuts from him. When it comes to running it between the tackles and just putting his face in there, I don't feel that from his game with enough consistency. And you can't be a dude that's 6'2" and 240 pounds, and you don't want to do that. So that's why I put him there. Bright side is great athlete, also a super young guy, and again, people are going to see value in that.
His size, I saw a picture of him next to Derrick Henry, except the difference is Derrick Henry ran much more violent. I will say, tough running when Wisconsin has no passing game. I'd be interested to see what he's like in a more balanced NFL attack where he has some more space to run.
No doubt. And then finally, from the guys that I do have here, and there are more guys you can check out on the stadium app, I'm putting Bucky Irving. He did a really good job at Oregon, and so it's not to necessarily knock that aspect of it. His testing was so bad to me that it gives me reservations. Why doesn't the tape match the testing? And so I've got to do some exploration there. I've got to figure that part of it out. And maybe this is just me not being as familiar with him and having the background conversations that the NFL personnel evaluators get to have. But when I watched him at the combine, I said, this can't be it. This can't be the same guy I watched on tape because he looks terrible.
Well, you did a good job, and maybe some will agree with you, some will disagree with you. We got an awesome comment there from Mark Carmen.
Yeah.
Because when Blake scored that game-winning touchdown against Bama, apparently he was snarling right at you, JP.
I don't know why he'd be concerned about me. So, I mean, that's the reality of the situation.
We shall see. This is an interesting group because there's no one in the first round, but there is a pack of them, and a few will certainly emerge at the NFL.
I don't think there will be a running back taken in the top 50 of this year's draft. That's my hot take.
Why would you when you know that these guys are all so close-knit? You did a great job, JP. We appreciate it.